I'm here in Mansfield as behind this garage door is a car that is really special. It's really special to the family that's owned it for the last 47 years. It's only a two-owner car, and the car has been used for multiple marriages, so I've just been speaking to the family in the background here. It's a particular favourite of mine, and just looking at the history of it, it was registered on the 6th of December 1968. It's a Jaguar 420G. Let's open and have a look. Oh, that's it that way. There we go. Now, it's been in this garage for 20 years. When I came to have a look at it a few weeks ago, the engine did just crank over very briefly, so the engine's not seized, but it's been really nicely looked after in this dry garage. So time to move the lawnmower out and pull it out and have a look. So here it is, covered in dust, but emerging from the garage for perhaps the second time in a very long time. Having looked round at it, it's actually structurally very good. It obviously has been kept dry. But what a shape, what a colour. I haven't seen one in this colour before. I think it's cream. But it's really good that it's in original condition. So the toolkit's still in the back, the sills are solid. Everything is still with the car as original, and okay, it could do with a bit of a clean up and a bit of love, but it's a really solid car. And to find this from only two owners, with being with the family so much, and it's obviously been a loved family car, it's a really cool thing. So let's just kind of do a bit of a walk round. So the 420G, unlike the Mark 10, it's got these chrome strips down the side, so that's a little bit different. There's a vertical bar in the grille on the front, and then it's got these kind of vinyl bits in the dash, which was just a bit of a nod to interior safety that they introduced in the mid 60s when the 420G came along. We open it up, it's got an original 8-track here, so I've never used one of them, that's before my time, but really cool. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Bit of a speaker modification going on here, but most of the car's in really nice original condition. There's still some suppleness to the leather, and not too much in the way of cracking. So you know, it's just such a nice thing, and I love the shape overall. Very much one of my favourite Jags, these.
Most of these cars have been scrapped due to rust or bang a race to destruction. Beneath the dust and pitted chrome of this survivor, there's a lovely car waiting to emerge. The wood veneer is in surprisingly good condition, and the rear seats rarely got used, so the table and seats tend to stand the test of time.
There's only about 200 and something left of these in the UK, so it really is quite a rare car, and seeing one is a rare thing, let alone seeing one in this colour. Time to get it loaded up onto the trailer. Right, we're fully loaded up on the trailer now. There's been lots of help from the family and friends in the street here. This car's been part of this community for a long time, and I've already agreed once I get to getting this on the road, I'm going to invite the family that sold it down so that they can have another drive, because it really has been part of their family story for such a long time. So hopefully a safe trip back home, and we can start taking care of this. Safely arrived with the car at its new home. Before I put it away, because it's going to be a while before I can work on it, I just want to give it a good clean, bit of a polish, just to see really what I've got, understand the car a bit better. Then I can put it away with the car cover until I can actually get to work on it, because I don't want to try and start it now. Just too much risk of things being dragged into the carbs with dirty fuel, and that could cause damage, so that's not going to help me at all. That can follow later, but first, give it a really good clean. Well, here it is, a few months later in the safety of my new workshop, which I've been building for the last few months because I've just quit a long-term job and I'm looking at buying a small business, which is the next phase of my life. So more on that to follow. As for the 420G, well, it needs a fairly extensive recommissioning. So I need to look at the fuel system. So both fuel tanks and the fuel lines will need cleaning out. I'll need to make sure that the fuel pumps are working, and they all connect up to the big triple carbs under the bonnet here. So the carbs will almost certainly need a rebuild. There'll be lots of gunk in the float chambers. The diaphragms will need changing, so a complete service and rebuild of them will need to happen. The engine, of course, will need a major service, so new oil, possibly torquing the head down again, and of course the cooling system will need a complete refurb as well. Possibly a new radiator. Certainly the header tank is rusty, so not holding water, and of course all of the cooling pipes will need replacing. The brakes on these cars will almost certainly need a rebuild. They weren't exactly free when I manoeuvred the car in here, and I'll be looking to do a brake upgrade on this as well. The suspension will need checking over, of course, for bushes, ball joints, and make sure that that's in decent condition, certainly good enough to pass an MOT. And I've got a new set of Blockley tyres to fit to the car. So with all of those, I should be able to get it up and running and driving again. This is actually one of my favourite views of the Mark X and 420G. I don't think it fully comes across on the camera, but the kind of low and wide rear ends with these kind of wheelbarrow-like exhaust pipes, I think it's a cracking looking rear end, and I think that they are a really special looking car. My other favourite aspect of these cars is this really lovely curve that goes from the top of the front wing all the way down the sides, tapering to the back of the car. Meanwhile, you've got a kind of barrel as well, so from the front here it really does curve out all the way to kind of this point here at the back of the front door, and then it starts to taper towards the rear. It's a really dramatic shape, and it doesn't really, again, come across too well on camera. It's such a dramatic looking car, almost concept car-like. Okay, there's a lot of American influence in there, but it's still quite clearly a Jaguar. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the visual spectacle of this big cream Jaguar as much as I do. I hope I can get to the recommissioning of it as soon as possible. See you then. Thanks very much.